Hi, very good afternoon to all. My name is Bhavana. Our subject is Business Economics. This is for BBA first semester. In the previous, we completed our first unit. If you have any doubts regarding our unit 1, please let me know. I definitely clarify your doubts. Today we are starting new unit, that is second unit. The name of the second unit is Demand Concepts and Elasticity of Demand. Today we are discussing some important concepts in second unit. First, what is the demand? In economic science, the term demand refers to the desire. Desire means want. In Telugu we can say it is a want. We want to satisfy our want, like it's a korika. In economic science, the term demand refers to the desire. Desire means want. Backed by necessary ability to pay, and the customer is able to pay or not. The demand for a good at a given price is the quantity of it that can be bought per unit of time at the place. Demand mainly thinks about three. Demand refers mainly about three things, that is its desire, ability to pay, and willingness to pay at a particular price and place at the time. There are three important things about the demand. In economic science, the term demand refers to the desire. Desire means want, backed by necessary ability to pay. But the particular customer has a desire, but he is necessary ability to pay or not, we have to check. And the demand for a good at a given price is the quantity of it that can be bought per unit of time at the place. Demand means the demand for a good at a given price. We are purchasing at a particular product for a price, then we can say the demand is at the price. We can say, for example, I want to purchase Maggi. For the Maggi, I have to give 10 rupees. So the demand for the Maggi, we can consider it as a 10 at a particular place and point of time. There are three important things about the demand. While considering the demand, we have to consider the three important factors: quantity desired at a given price. The seller are giving quantity, we have to satisfy at our price or not, we have to check. Next, demand at a price during a given time. Demand varies from time to time. You know that the umbrellas have a very high demand in rainy season and low demand in winter season and summer season. So demand at a price during a given time, while you are taking the particular product at the time, how much demand for the product. And quantity demanded per unit of time. How much quantity we are taking per unit of time at the particular time, how much quantity we are taking for giving some money to the particular product. These things we have to check. What are those things? Quantity desired at a given price, how much quantity we are taking at the given price. Demanded at price during a given time, how much demand we are taking at a particular time. And quantity demand per unit of time. These three are very important things while considering the demand. Once here, in economic science, the term demand refers to its desire, ability to pay, and willingness to pay at a particular time and price. So these three are the main things: quantity desired at a given price, demanded at a price during a given time, and quantity demanded per unit of time. Next, what is the meaning? Demand refers to the quantity of goods or services the consumer are willing and able to purchase at various prices in a given period of time. What is the meaning? Demand refers to the quantity of a goods. Demand refers to the how much quantity of a goods, are not only goods but also services the consumer are willing. Willing means they are able to pay. Willing, interest, they are showing some interest, and able to pay, purchase at various prices in a given period of time. Demand is equal to desire to pay. We have desire means korika, we want to pay, and ability to pay, we have the capacity for paying the money, and willingness, we are very enthusiastic for purchasing of the product. These three are required for formation of the demand: desires to buy, ability to buy, and willingness to buy. We can say the demand is equal to For a consumer, they have to desire, means korika, they want to buy, and ability, they have the capacity to pay the amount, they have the willingness, means enthusiasm, I want to purchase the particular product. They three create the demand. Next, definition. According to the Benham, he says, according his opinion, the demand for anything at any given price is the amount of it which will be bought per unit of time at the price. He says the demand for anything of the demand. For example, I want to purchase a biscuit packet. At a given price, I want to give 30 rupees for the biscuit packet. Is the amount of it. It is the demand for the product. Means the demand is 30 for a particular product, which will be bought per unit of time at the price. At the particular time, at the particular price, we are purchasing the product, then the price we can say there is a demand. So, according to the Benham, the demand for anything at a given price, whatever the product, at a given price is the amount of it, which will be bought per unit of time and that price. So, we can say that is the demand for that particular product. And according to the Bauer, we mean that various quantities of a given or services, means various quantities of a given or services which consumer would buy in one market in a given period of time at various prices. We have to purchase different things in one market. We are paying money and we are purchasing different things in one market at every product at different prices. That is the demand. He says he considers only one product, but according to the Bauer, he considers whatever we want to buy at one place, different products at different prices at a certain time and place is known as demand. We mean that various quantities of a given or services, given means given products or I missed it here. Given products or services which consumer would buy in one market, consumer want to buy in one market in a given period of time, at a given period of time at various prices. He say it is the demand. According to the Benham, he says while purchasing one of the product, what we pay for purchasing the product, it is a demand. And according to the Bauer, he says the consumer want to purchase different commodities at different prices in the single market, then we can say it is the demand of the market. So what is the demand? In economic science, it is the term to refers ability to pay and desire to pay, and the consumer has willing to pay at a particular time at particular place. So we can say this is the demand. Demand consider three things: quantity desired at given price. The consumer is satisfied for the quantity given the seller and demanded at a price during a particular time. In this particular time, the demand is okay for paying such money. He want to check it. And quantity demanded per unit of time. For quantity also he are satisfied or not. These three things mainly creates demand. What is the meaning? Demand refers to the quantity of goods or services. Demand means the quantity of goods or services the consumer are able to purchase the particular product at a particular period of time. For a particular period of time, the consumer want to purchase particular product. Demand is equal to desire to buy, ability to buy and willingness to buy. These three are the main factors of the demand. The consumer is desire to buy, he is very interested to buy the product, his ability to pay, interest but they don't have ability, so demand does not create. He want interest and he has ability to pay and he has willingness means enthusiasm. He shows very much of interest for purchasing the product. You can say there is a demand. According to the Benham, he considered only one product, and for the product what the purchasing price is the demand. But according to the Bauer, he says that different products at different prices in one market, then we can say there is a demand for that market. He considers only one product, he says different products. This is according to the Bauer. These are the overview about the demand, meaning and definition according to the Benham and definition according to the Bauer. Next, what are the objectives of the demand? What are the objectives? First, demand forecasting. Demand forecasting means estimation of the demand based on our past, present sales. estimating future based on our past and present sales. Not only sales, for demand forecasting may consider different factors like substitutes, competitors, market. There are different factors included for forecasting our demand. Let's see here. Forecasting of demand is the art of predicting. Art means it is one of the skill. Art of predicting demand for a demand forecasting of demand is the art of predicting the demand for a product or service at some future date on the basis of certain present and past behavior patterns of some related events. What is demand forecasting? Demand forecasting is prediction or estimation of future demand based on our past and present behavioral patterns of some related events. We can say the behavioral patterns is considered that present sales based on our product they has any closed substitutes or the competitors. While considering all these terms, we have to predict our future demand based on our past present factors. We can say there is a demand forecasting. It is also one of the objectives of demand. Next, production planning. What is a production planning? Demand analysis is a prerequisite for the production planning. Demand analysis is a prerequisite for the production planning. Demand analysis is a prerequisite means it is very important for production planning of a business firm. Expansion of output of firm should be based on estimations of likely demand, otherwise there may be overproduction and consequent losses may have to be faced. While demand forecasting is very important in production planning because demand analysis is a prerequisite for the production planning of a business firm. Expansion of output of firm should be based on estimates of likely demand, otherwise there may be overproduction and consequent losses may have to be faced. While we are producing one of the particular product, so we have to analyze how much demand. Without analyzing our demand, we have to produce a bulk of quantities, but our product has very less demand. For that overproduction, we are unable to sell these products because of low demand, then we incur losses. For this reason, production planning, demand analysis is very important in production planning. We have to estimate our correct demand, then only we have to produce our products, and for that reason, we are unable to incur any losses. Without estimating our demand, we produced a huge production. For that, we have to incur a lot of losses. We are unable to sell our goods because our demand is very less, unless we have to sell at very low prices. For this also, for selling our product at low prices also, our firm get huge losses. Next, sale forecasting. Sale forecasting is also estimation or prediction of the future sales based on our present behavioral factors. Let's see here. Sale forecasting is based on demand analysis. Sale forecasting is based on demand analysis. Promotional efforts of the firm should be based on sale forecasting. Sale forecasting is based on demand analysis, while sale forecasting is based on while estimation of the future sale is based on our demand. We all know that our demand increases, then only our sales also increases. So we can say sales analysis is based on our demand analysis is based on our sales, and also the promotional effects of the firm should also be based on sale forecasting. Why you can say there is a promotional effects? While our sales has been increased, so some persons may get promotions easily. So the promotions also depend upon our sales forecasting. For this sales forecasting, demand analysis is very important. For promotional, the sale forecasting is very important. Next, control of business. For controlling the business, it is estimated to have, for controlling of a business also, demand analysis is very important. Controlling of business, for controlling the business, it is estimated to have well conceived budgeting of cost and profits, that is based on estimation of annual demand, sales and prices. Here we control the business. For controlling of the business also, we have to conceive budgeting of cost and profits. We have to prepare a budgeting of cost. At present our product is in this cost. For this we have to sell the product with this cost. We incur profits. For that estimation also we need demand analysis. First we have to estimate the demand of the product, then only we can produce the product, then we can decide the cost and profit, then we prepare a budget. For preparation of the budget also, the demand analysis is very important. For this control of the business also, the demand analysis is very important, because for preparing a budgeting for preparing a budgeting and for estimation of cost and profits also, the demand analysis is very important. Next, inventory control. A satisfactory control of business inventories. What is the satisfactory control of business inventories? Raw material, intermediate goods, semi-finished goods, finished goods, spare parts, etc. require satisfactory estimates of future requirements, which can be traced through demand analysis. For example, the raw material may be increased in the future, so we can estimate in the present, then we can buy it in bulk quantities and we can store in a warehouses, then our cost of the product will reduce based on our competitor, then we can give a better price to the consumers. For that our demand for the product may increases. For this we have to estimate the demand of the raw materials of future in the present. For that estimation, the demand analysis is very important. For this also, the inventory control plays a very vital role. For estimation of future raw material prices, we have to estimate our future raw material prices. For this estimation, we have to buy our raw materials in the present, we store them and we produce a very good product, and we have to give the customers with a very reasonable prices. For that we have to achieve very good profits. So inventory control also plays a vital role. Next, growth and long-term investment programs. Demand analysis is necessary for determining the growth rate of a firm and long-term investment programs and planning. For demand, suppose we can say like that, today's our product demand is very high in the market. In future it may be declined due to the other competitor have very good product. They have to modify their product based on our taste and preference of the consumer. So the growth and long-term investment, we have to invest in this product, we are unable to get profits. So we have to estimate our demand and we have to modify our product based on our taste and consumers. For these decisions, the firm has very long growth and investment programs. Demand analysis is necessary for determining the growth rate of a firm and its long-term investment programs and planning. Our product has very good demand in the product, so we can invest and we can do some innovations, and also we can do investment for developing of that product. Suppose our demand has very low, so we are unable to invest, because for that investment we get losses. For this reason, the demand analysis plays a very important in growth and long-term investment programs. Next, economic planning and policy planning. What is economic planning and policy planning? Demand analysis, up to now we can see in micro level, but in this policy making, demand analysis it's macro level. Demand analysis at macro level for the nation as a whole, it is a great help to the planners and policymakers. For demand analysis, not only in our organization but according to our country level, it helps to the planners and policymakers. What planners? For the development of the economy, they have to plan and they have to take some policy decisions. For this, demand analysis helps a lot. for better planning and rational allocation of country production resources. Why demand analysis is very useful for planners and policy makers means, for the better planning and rational allocation of, we have very limited resources. For these limited resources we have to allocate efficiently. For that allocation, the demand analysis is very important at the macro level. What are the objectives of demand? Where demand analysis is very important? Let's see here. Demand forecasting. Demand forecasting means prediction of the future demand based on our present past behavioral patterns such as sales, taste and preferences of the consumer, demand of the product at present. These are all the behavioral patterns. Next, production planning. For production planning also, demand analysis is very important. We have to produce based on our demand. Beyond the demand we have to produce. For that overproduction we may incur losses also. For that reason, for the production planning, demand analysis is very important. Next, sale forecasting. Sale forecasting is also nothing but prediction of future sales based on our present, past behavioral patterns, based on our demand, based on our competitors, market structures, etc. For this sales forecasting, promotions may also affect based on our sale forecasting. Control of the business. For controlling of the business means we have to prepare a consolidated budgeted statement based on our estimated costs and profits. For this preparation of the budget, we know how much profit we are, and for that preparation, demand analysis is very important. We have to first estimate the demand. For that demand also we have to prepare our budgeted statement. Next, inventory control. For the demand analysis of inventory, that is raw materials, also very important, because maybe in future the raw material cost for the increases. Before we predict that, then we can purchase very bulk quantities and can store in warehouses. For the production of for using of raw materials, we produce a product, then we can give a very reasonable price to the customers when compared to our competitors. Then our economy will get, then our business organization will get good profits and goodwill, because with very low cost we are giving better product when compared to our competitors. So then our business organization get huge profits and goodwill. For analysis of inventory, forecasting of inventory control. Growth and long-term investment programs. For growth and long-term investment programs also, demand analysis is very important. In which product we have very demand, for that product we have to invest long-term plans and make long-term policies. So it's also very important. Next, economic planning and policy making. For economic planning and policy making also, demand analysis play a very vital role, because in our nation we have very limited resources. For the limited resources we have